Hello and welcome everyone. This is going to be a BTCS trade breakdown. It's going to be a shorter video that I recorded today. It's going to be a chat room lesson. So on the left side of the screen, you can see 5 aspirants. I didn't capture them on my time and sell, so I screenshotted them and put them up for you. These 5 aspirants are above print personality, indicating that they're looking to build. So per rules, that says that the stock should pull back about 50 cents, and then our price target will be about 550. That's what our rules tell us. That's what we're taught from Rich. It's our #1 short trade. However, as you see from the personality, it's had a minimal pullback. So what we're going to be doing is analyzing reaction prints to see if we're going to get that full pullback or it's going to be a quick pullback like the personality it showed. So as you can see, we had the 0.92 ask prints. That's the biggest reaction we have seen from those 5 ask prints. So that's a good sign for us to have a short-term pullback like the personality showed. As you can see, 450 never even got a pullback. So I'm under the assumption right now with this high volume, the highest volume we've had all morning, that this stock is going to pull back quickly. So I'm just looking for that clear accumulation under to show the quick pullback is coming. So nice ask at 94. I definitely want to see more. It's more of a wave. It's more of a flow. Like the money flow needs to be on the accumulation side, on the buy side, to really show that we're going to make a run to 550. Because if the people in the stock and the market makers know this is going to run to 550, they're going to make money on that position. So we want to see someone come in under on the ask side to show that they have the urgency to get in because they know that this is going to go to 550. And we really didn't see that. We saw 1 or 2 bursts, but not accumulation of that. And then we get those 0.90 bids, which are above print personality. And then the reaction to that is 0.88. So what that tells me is that person who got out at 490, I mean, just put yourself in their shoes. Why would you get out that much at 490 if you know the prints above indicated that we have the potential to make a move to 550? The only reason really to get out of that much position is because you know the stock is going to pull back. And that's not someone who's light on the ask. That's definitely someone who's really heavy into this, and they have the controlling ability. So they sold a ton at 490, and putting myself in their shoes, they know the stock's going to pull back more from the 5 ask that already told us it needs to pull back. And per rules, it really should pull back 50 cents. But we know the personality has been minimal pullback. So that's really not a good side for the long whatsoever. And we're just going to be looking at the rest of the prints of reaction. Why would you get out that much at 0.90 if you knew the stock was going to run a 550, right? If the prints at 5 said 550 is a price target, why would you get out that much under the level if you knew this had the ability to run to 5? And some more bid prints there at that 90 level. To me, this is not a clear accumulation under. It's almost more, I'm leaning more to the bid side. That 0.90 was real heavy. And for someone to get out like that under that position of 5 really is indicating to me that we're going to have a larger pullback. And we know 5 is a psychological level as well. And at our psychological levels, we typically get change in personalities. So I have that in mind. This is kind of more of a reaction lesson, is what prints come in outside of the controlling prints. Because it's easy to understand the controlling prints. That 5 tells us it needs to pull back first, and then we're going to make money to the upside. So ideally, that much at 5 is telling us at least 50 cents price target above, so 550. And the pullback should be in the range of 30 to 50 cents. But that's on average when it follows the rules and when the personality shows that it does pull back. So this personality has not shown that it gives many pullbacks. So we're kind of looking for the evidence to see that we're going to get that short-term pullback, and we're going to be able to take a #4 long trade in this, or we're going to get that #1 short trade. We're going to get that full pullback. So it's almost like looking for clues to, is this personality going to continue to be this way, or are we going to get that change in personality? Because we already know what the prints tell us. That's the easiest part, is knowing what the overall direction of the stock is. It's just understanding the timing, the time frame of what's going to happen to a higher percentage and sooner. So as you can see, we haven't really seen any accumulation under 5, which is not the greatest sign for the quick pullback for the immediate move to 550. You would see someone come in, multiple people come in, market makers come in under 5 with the urgency that this is going to make a push to 550. And we're entering a volume dip. We're in a volume pattern under 5 without the real clear accumulation. It's not the greatest sign for a long here. So just keeping an eye on the prints under. As you can see, I mean, a burst of 3 is not enough to convince me this is going to run a 550. It would be multiple bursts of 5 to 8 off-level prints under. And then we never even got a reaction above 5 after we printed to really show that we had the ability to trigger up to some buying at the highs above 5. So still, that 94 is not convincing. It's a burst of 3. And we're into a volume pattern as well. We're in a volume dip. 97, still not as convincing. Should have seen it in that within that consolidation. That 0.90 person indicated and told us that even if they were scaling out of their position, that's a huge amount of scale out of your position. So if this does make a move to the upside, it's going to be very limited. Volume out of that volume pattern right here. Absolutely no buying. So we got our trigger down, and that 0.90 person came to fruition with them knowing the fact that this stock had limited room to the upside and really should have pulled back. So the main lesson here was really just to focus on the reaction prints to our controlling prints. Just really dive into what they mean in terms of timing and time frame. And I promise you guys' timing and entries will slowly become more and more dialed in. Because I know as newer students, that's the most difficult part, is really understanding the supporting prints, the off-level reaction prints. Like, those are a lot more difficult to tie into the market maker's game plan when you're first starting out. So I really encourage you guys to do this within your own trading, your own lessons, and your own reviews. So I hope you guys took a little bit of a lesson out of this video. And if you're interested in tape reading and you're not a student or a member of ATC, feel free to comment below, and we'll get you in the chat room, and we'll get you some free content, some 1 through 4 trades. Have a wonderful day or night, whatever time it is that you're watching this video. Later.